Hello and welcome back, guys. It's Bushcraft Family with another video. And as you know, you see doomsday preppers and all that stuff. Crazy people on there. And, well, I wouldn't say all of them are crazy. We're not all there, but some of them were quite intelligent and whatnot, and weren't portrayed as in the right light, I guess. But a lot of them thought that one of the things that they had to prep for was the collapse of, the United States. And I thought about it because I watched one last night and he was talking about it, and he was talking about signs that, the collapse was coming and whatnot. And I'm like, wow. That was way back then, and it sounds exactly what you're talking about, what's going on now. And I wanted to go over some of the things with that. And it kind of puts it in perspective a little bit of the collapse of the United States, the government and all that funky stuff. Yeah. First of all, the first sign would be the house divided, our government divided right down the center. They don't tend to jump sides, vote for the other side for no, it could be saving 1,000 little, we'll put it this way, it could be saving a bunch of old ladies from going across the street, and they wouldn't jump from one side to the other just to save those old ladies. I'll put it that way. And that's the worst part of it all. That's why I don't like, I don't like the Republicans. I don't like the Democrats, the government thing. There are good ones, but the fact that they're stuck on their ways. They don't leave their party no matter what. And if there's something good that can come out of it, then they just don't budge. And we haven't seen this. This has been the most divided this country's been since 1865. We all know about that. So, there's been some times where, they've stuck to their side. Hi. Always got to have a cat up on my lap. Okay, where were we? Yeah, there's been times we've been divided on things like this, but not so bad. Oh man, and it's the name calling from both sides and even into the public. Oh, it's a Democrat, and it shouldn't be a Democrat. You should be Americans. And then if you don't agree with what they, what their views on, that's why we're here in the United States, because we have the right to disagree and stuff. And you should honor that they have their own beliefs and stuff. They may be wrong. As long as those thoughts and beliefs are not forced upon you, there's the difference there. If Henry down the road wants to dress funky and whatever, and do what he wants to do in his house, that's fine. As long as I don't have to be forced to view it all the time and be stuck in my face and blah, 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 blah. Anyways, we're getting off track. But another one is excessive violence, protest about this and that. I guess you would call it, I don't know if it would be civil unrest or not. I don't know if that'd be the right part to say it, but what? If you've noticed, will you sit still? Okay. In the last since this has been going on here in the last, we'll go 10 years. Now, it wasn't so bad, but you know the protest and everything. There's looting, even though the looting is more in your face. It's not so. Every time they got to start squawking. It's not so in your. It's more in your face now. They don't wait to start. Wait for protests. They just go in and take their stuff and walk right out. It's more in your face now. It's like, who cares? Nobody's going to do anything. We're allowed to do what we want now. And this is where we're going with the younger generation. I'll put it that way. Here, will you sit still? I'm sorry you can't find a comfy spot, but there. And it, like I said, it's more in your face. It's more. They have new places to protest now. It's not like, it's like they got lazy. They don't want to go walk out in the street, so they do it on social media, and they cancel certain things, and they get companies to side with them, even though the companies end up going belly up because they lose billions of dollars for supporting just one side of the 1 or 2% of the population. And the companies just follow along and wonder, why is our business going down? Oh, maybe because you followed 1%, 2% of the population. Next thing would be our country starts falling apart. You force an agenda to where everybody has to drive around in electric cars, but yet, where are those cars? Yeah, you plug them in somewhere to charge them up, but power grid can't handle it. So power goes down. Everybody's out of power, but we have electric cars that are sitting in the middle of the road because their batteries are dead. Now, we could talk about the electric car, the whole, making the safe breathing and carbon footprints and all that stuff, but you sit there and think about that electric car. Okay. So, they cost more, like $20,000 more than the average car right now. Well, I should say, in 2020, they costed $20,000 more. Now they've went up like 40% because You know, somebody says, "Oh, we got to all drive around in 2030 with these electric cars, and you know, no gasoline anymore." But these things are so much heavier. The tires get worn out like 60% faster. Actually, I think it's more than that, but we'll say 60. Wintertime comes. Well, there goes the battery. The battery is reduced by 40%. Oh, how much does a battery cost for those things? Oh, yeah, thousands of dollars. Yeah, how much does it cost to change those? Thousands and thousands of dollars. Not to mention the roads. They're much harder on the roads. Yeah, I didn't want to get into the car thing, but yeah, we'll put that in there. And like I said, country falling apart, bridges falling, infrastructure and all that. It's crumbling beneath our feet. But yet, let's not fix that. Let's go into the future before the rest of the world is ready, you know. Our next one, morals. Is there any morals anymore? I talk about it from time to time. It irritates me that I still have my morals. I say thank you, and, you know, I hold the door open for people. I see somebody walking across the street, I'll stop. Let them go across the street, you know. What you're supposed to do. You know, when you're driving down the road and only one person get through, you veer off to the side and let them through. And they give you a dirty look as they drive by. Like you inconvenience them by moving off to the side and letting them go through. Letting people walk across the street before you, like Walmart. You let them go across, not a wave, nothing. They're in their own little world. They don't care about anybody else. And this is where we're going with this. And the morals are disappearing. You have, like I said, the younger generation, they're going into stores, not paying for anything. They just go, oh, I want this, so let's go in, let's go get a garbage bag and fill up all the stuff and just walk out. And there's nothing anyone can do about it because the people who work there can't stop them. Like, oh no, stop, don't do that. You know, they can't do anything because it's, you know, our officials are passing laws saying it's against the law to touch anybody. And once these morals go, we keep going down this. Here's something weird. We keep on going down this pathway to where it's going to be so hard to get out of. And once these people with normal morals start having kids, teaching this to them, society just will cease to exist. We see these movies about like The Purge and things like that. Oh, that kind of stuff. It's a horror movie. That stuff will never happen. We are headed that way, guys. I'm afraid to say it because right now it's in broad daylight. This stuff is happening. I try to talk to people about paying attention when they're going out. You know, see everything, and don't be on the phone, and you know, you have to be defensive all the time because There are people just go out there and just have a whim. Oh, let's beat this person up for no reason. And they hit you from behind, or they do stuff. And it's not that they're going to rob you or anything. It's just because, why not? There's no consequence in it. There somebody that, I forget what they call it, where they come up behind you and punch you or hit you with something and then just keep on walking. Somebody was arrested over 30 some times for this and let out right after that. Let out. Never went to jail, other than, you know, going for lunch or something like that. But no real jail time at all. And that's where we're at right now. And I really don't see anything turning around unless it's going to be something extremely major that I really don't want to see. But our very last one, the last sign that we're headed for a collapse. We're going broke. This should probably be the first one. That should be the first clue, but I kept it for the very end. We owe like 31 trillion. It's probably 34, 35 trillion right now. Because every time you say it, well, too late. It's higher now. I mean, if you watch it, it's always moving. It's always moving up. It's not going down. It's always going up. And it increases so fast that by this time tomorrow, it'll be, you know, it'll be more. It'll keep on going and keep on going. It's like $1 million, $1 million, $1 million. And the people right now are so taxed. It's ridiculous. You go to work, you work all week, you get your paycheck, they take taxes out. Oh, I got to stop and get some gas. Well, more tax taken out. Oh, I got to pick up something for dinner. Yeah, more taxes taken out. We have to stop by and pay electric and gas and phone and all that stuff. Let's go ahead and pay our bills. Oh, guess what? You have to pay more taxes on those. Yep. And we get home. Oh, property tax. It went up again. Yeah, we have to pay tax again. So by the time you actually have money to do anything, that you still have to pay taxes on. What are you working for? Seriously, what are you working for? You're working for the government to be in debt more and more. Every time we pay these taxes, it doesn't put a dent in it. And we all know what all this, the debt ceiling and all that stuff was. That was a bunch of hogwash, if you ask me, but not to mention our interest rate going through the roof and all that stuff. But I could talk about, the debt and all this stuff. We're going broke. Eventually, it's going to come to a head to where either the people are sick of this, or the government does something that we just can't turn back from. And we have, somebody in office that I wouldn't put it past them, because I don't know if he's just not there and he blurts out anything he wants, or he just telling us, yeah. Oh, I paid for, laws, and I paid for this, and all kinds of stuff. He just blurts it out, and it's like, oh, he's just, he's old and whatnot. But I think there's a lot more to it than that, but we won't talk about that right now. Anyways, yeah. That's where we're at, guys. The collapse of the United States. And whatever happened to the American dream, not to mention all these people coming through the open door, no matter who they are. So many times, all these people coming in, and there's nice people out there. So we'll put you up. Sometimes they don't wake up. Until next time, God bless.